Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another show. Today we're talking about the devil and all the witchcraft and magic that people do and why it's so scary. So today we have lots of viewers here, especially this gentleman with the horns, very appropriately, talking about witchcraft, magic, black magic, all sorts of things. And we're going to spook you out. So without further ado, my friends, welcome to my Discord server. And whoever has any important topics, please take it away. Enjoy the show. Tell us, why is this an important topic? Do you believe in witchcraft? Is it important? Is it not important? My view is, hey, who cares? Oh, you know what's interesting? Elon Musk's mom. I just saw like a compilation of her photos of her blocking one eye and doing all sorts of little weird gestures and wearing horns. And these people are definitely in the sauce. Whatever they're doing something. And the Elon Musk is the byproduct of that. And Elon Musk on the freaking Twitter is like wearing some sort of demonic outfit, cross in the back, upside down. And he's like, "Hi guys, this is just a joke." No, you fucking idiot. It's not just a joke.
You know what the one eye means, bro? The one eye?
Tell us. What?
When you cover one eye, you take the S away from eyes. Multiple eyes, you spell it E-Y-E-S, right? But only one eye, you spell it E-Y-E. And it's also, if you say it I, it's like the letter I. And I refers to me, the self, right? Because they're all about self-worship. Because that's the highest commandment of the devil's hierarchy. Self-worship. That's why they cover one eye and they say, I'm worshipping myself and I'm part of the cult. And that's a hidden meaning. That's why they all do it.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, they also, I don't want to get into the specifics, but what I've heard, they get into lots of weird stuff, doing things with people and it's like, why are you doing that? It's not needed. Why don't you just do things properly in alignment with nature and be less involved in the demonic aspects of life? Yeah, sure, it can give you power, but it's like, what the fuck, you want that? It's gonna hurt you afterwards? Don't do that. It's like, why are you involving yourself with beasts, with animals? It's like, leave the animals alone. That's basically how I see it. Yeah, tell us, Demon. What do you gotta say?
No, I totally agree with what you just said. Keep saying it.
Excellent.
I think it's just a polarity thing, right? You need the one to have the other. If you don't have the darkness, you don't have the light.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. But these people lack wisdom. It's like you're involving yourself with Lucifer and all these.
A role, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I actually don't agree with what you said.
Just like all of us, everyone is playing a role here.
Tell me, Danny, why? Why don't you agree?
What kind of role?
Because you're a human, first of all.
Yeah, so what?
Duh.
What's the point?
Humans don't know nothing about the underworld.
So my point is you guys got to be very careful about Mr. Musk, Elon Musk, because the guy is doing some fancy stuff. Okay, we got to keep a very close eye on him. So we'll see.
He's on my list.
You know what works the best with the darkness is if you don't pay attention to it.
I'm not sure that will work. I mean, yeah, I guess. Where attention goes, energy flows. You just pay attention to the good aspects of life. That's true, I guess.
I mean, at least within yourself, right?
Yeah.
To not focus on it. I guess that's more the thing, not focus on it.
Yeah.
Not paying attention at all, kind of extreme view. Right?
Yes. At one point in my life, I was really fascinated with this demonology and conjuring up demons because I wanted power, and I sensed that they could give it to me, and they could help me get money and fame and status and all these things. And I tried associating myself, and I tried doing these little rituals. I'm like, what am I doing? This is like so childish. There's better ways of doing it, like more ways that are in alignment with nature. You don't gotta involve yourself with beasts. So I stopped.
Way simpler.
Yeah, simpler. Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah. Organic. Natural.
What about F. Pollen? This is you're right up your alley, bro. Tell us.
I don't know if this is to be discussed exactly like that. I don't know, bro. But this is like pretty dark stuff, you know. Like this kind of proves that these communities are actually like about some serious stuff, and they're not just, you know, they're not just meditating, joking around, and being all one, and they're kind of the complete opposite of all the things that people want to hear when we talk about what spirituality means in the world today, in the Western world mostly, right? Where people seek well-being and peace and enjoyment and connection and love and all this stuff. Bringing it up, it kind of brings the opposite for a lot of people, right? Because you can't put this to the side and see it as something separate from your own state. It kind of instantly connects, because if you never thought about this before, then it immediately just grasps at what you believe right now, right? And it'll feel pretty maybe upsetting or just shake you, right? Because it is unsettling. Even for me, just to think about it, right? But I think
Yes.
there's a need for it, and it's just no coincidence that Hollywood is called the wood that real ones were made of from centuries ago. Hollywood, it's the wood which carries like the most transmittent potential. That's why they use it. And the thing is, in movies, you see all these witches, they're cooking, right? And what do they use? They use like maybe some eyeballs. Hey, man, now I'm using some hair from this person, right? Throw it in the pot and stuff, and they always mix truth with like fiction, right? Not everything that happens there is a scientific historical event in Disney's The Mermaid, right? But then again, everything is mixed with a bit of truth, and you see this throughout the whole film world and stuff, that there's certain stuff that happens in these movies over and over again. Certain sacrifices, certain rituals, cook-ups. They cook,
Yeah.
let them
Yeah.
cook, right? And it refers to many different things. And the worst thing of all this is like sacrifice, which is like the highest. It's like the highest thing to Baal, to like the devil, to Moloch, because the purest form of life, the most innocent form of life, is a who hasn't conceived its own consciousness yet, right? There is no form of planning evil. There's no form of evil in that soul. So killing that is the highest goal of the devil, right? He can't just outright do it. He has to like grab it out of its protection, right, in some way. But it happens, like disappear in America.
Yeah. That
Homeless
is.
areas, you know, even in rich areas, like it just depends on what the people can do that want these parts of people, right? If you have people that are very high up, let's say the hierarchy of material things, they have means to grab people from everywhere they want, right? Even at some high society party, you wouldn't be safe from them. They come in some back room and they tell you, yo, we are from the safety security team of this house. Please follow us to the entrance. We want to escort you out. And then they put you in some side room and you're gone from that, right? Like this can happen to everyone pretty much. I'm not spreading fear in that way, but it's a realistic thing that happens. That's why I think it's important to talk about it. Because if we blind ourselves to this,
Yeah, 100%.
you're blind to the reality then.
Yeah, these things do happen. These things are a reality. We gotta stop this from happening. How? By making your life better, by increasing your vibration, by living a more conscious life. And also, you can employ these
Moving
things. You can
fear from yourself.
What?
Moving fear from yourself, because that's the
Yes,
only tool the darkness has.
that's right. At the same time, you can employ these things. You can do. Occult is a real science, you can say. Not a science
What
in
does
that way,
occult
but
mean? Shiva, what does occult mean, the word? What's the meaning?
it means something that is hidden.
Right.
So, yeah, it's not about being ignorant of these things. Use these things and make your life better. And don't sacrifice stuff like that. That's really.
Would you say you should discover all of the hidden, or some part of it is also dangerous and should be avoided? Known but not
Very,
stepped
very
into.
good point.
I don't know. I haven't discovered all of it, but whatever naturally comes to me in my awareness, I'm not there looking for it or digging for it. That may be dangerous, but I want to know as much as I can.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And the truth shall set us free.
Yes.
It will.
Hallelujah, bro.
Yeah, so go and burn yourself some Hollywood and release that
And
energy.
don't burn it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Actually.
Why?
Because thing is, with witchcraft, it's kind of an entangling process. Like at the beginning, you think you're not doing something serious, just like with everything. Like drugs is a good example, right? I know people don't like to hear this, but you start with one drug, you think this other one will never get to me, and then you slowly, this one has less effects, you get to the next one. I don't have to explain this, right? So
Yeah.
it's the same there. You think I'm not dabbling in witchcraft, I'm not dabbling in this. Suddenly there's an urge for power, there's an urge for learning a bit more, there's an urge for just curiosity. You have time in your day, you don't do nothing anyways, you're bored sitting somewhere, and then this thought in your mind comes up, what if I knew this? And then you research it a bit more. Suddenly you know everything about numerology, astrology, all these things, and you try to predict certain outcomes in your life. And then you put your own faith and self-belief in some external thing, and that just like rolls back. That just rolls back on the self. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm sure if you looked in my room and looked at all the things I have, you would think I'm some sort of demon guy or Satan worshiper.
I did not think of you while saying all this right now. I just said this from an authentic place. I did not think about this one specific person right
No,
now.
I understand,
Actually,
but the external techniques you can employ, you can do all sorts of techniques, and you don't have to be worshipping the devil or doing witchcraft. It's just you're employing the energy of life, and that's very smart. But if you go and start praying to some lower entity, you're inviting pain into your life. That's for sure.
Dracula
So
always also uses the
Oh.
energy of life. He uses it, but in a way that is despicable. And there's real Dracula, and maybe like I said, he doesn't fly around as a bat, but the blood has a certain property, energy-giving property, life-enhancing property. If used in certain ways, you can even manipulate it, right? You can do unlimited rituals with the thing that is already good in some way, like cooking, bro. Like you have a good soup, you put in more ingredients in and do some certain stuff with it and speak lovingly to it, maybe even, and you will have a soup that is like way better. Yeah, maybe I sound like Dracula, but I'm not Dracula, I can promise you, bro. But I know there's people who are literally Dracula, but in worse. Dracula in the movie, maybe some people he sucked blood, maybe some people he did this, but these people are not only beasts and led by their instincts, they are planning everything that they do to the tiniest detail, and they consciously know what they're doing because everything exists to the extreme already. Every reality already exists. Everything that can be created was already created, already exists. So the highest degree of evil already exists in this world. So people exist that exactly know from start to finish what they do, from where they come, where they want to go, why they want to go there, and they hold on to it, and they are that, and they are pure embodied evil, and they would never swap from that, even if you show them the truth right to their face, because that's who they chose to be. And that expresses itself in these very, very dark places who people, the darker it gets, the less people want to listen and talk about this, because, yeah, it's just like, it drives the air out of your lungs to even think about this, but
yeah,
it is
Stefan is
real.
very bored from this conversation. So we
No,
gotta-
I'm not. I'm not. I wanted to really hear Paula now. I'm really curious what Shoshana thinks about the topic. I'd like to hear her thoughts.
Oh yeah, tell us.
Please.
If you're listening, Shoshana, please unmute your mic and let us know what you think about magic and the
She's-
occult.
She's thinking on her response, maybe.
Yes.
Some thought.
I'll say a quick
Yeah.
thing. I think the most important point of discernment when talking about that demonic force or that force of evil or whatever, if you're interacting with it and it wants to give you something, but it also wants something from you, so it's trying to make a contract with you. If you encounter a loving being, is only wanting to give you something. That's the important distinction, I think. And especially if you're going out into the astral and everything, that's
Yes.
important to know.
Absolutely. So,
And yet, a sacrifice
about-
also always needs to be made.
The astral is an extension of the physical. That's why I also got met by an energy vampire, like Moxie's, probably
yeah.
by an imp.
Some people may be watching this and have some occult injuries, some things that they've done in the past, and it's still hurting them and haunting them to this day. I've known people like that. The best thing you can do is to not involve yourself in these things, because if you consciously go into this, it'll mess you up probably, almost certainly. If this naturally comes in and you start exploring things because it's guiding you, okay, fair enough. But you don't go into the dark looking for something. The dark isn't going to grab you. So, yeah, protection, my friends, is very needed, very important. Protection from what and how do you get protected? Well, protection from the darker forces. And how do you get protection? Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, all the saints and sages. You do the spiritual practices, you follow the teachings of wise men, and that's probably the best protection you can have. Yeah.
Things of God. Yes.
Occult means the mystery. It reminds me of the quote, when you stare into the abyss stares into you.
Yeah.
Also interesting how vampires, they're presented as requiring your permission to enter.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing to earlier. They always they need your permission, right? Because we have free will. They can't impinge on that. Not any being can impinge on that.
Except if we use our free will to give them the space. Yeah.
And they can't trick us into giving us consent.
Well, they
I'm
can.
not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
They absolutely can trick us, I think. Like, it's absolutely possible to get tricked. That's why having some discernment, having some caution is not wrong. It's not stupid. It's actually just sane. And
But ultimately, right, it's always an external reflection of an internal darkness that you're encountering. So ultimately, you're always safe in the sense of absolute truth, right? Nothing can touch you. You're pure awareness.
Right? If you are the light, when you look into the darkness, you're not looking for the light. You are the light looking into the darkness. But if you don't realize you're the light, you become succumb to the darkness.
but if you
Same way
would
if
be the
you're a
light,
healer.
if you would be the light and you look at the darkness, there would be no darkness. You would illuminate the darkness. If
Right,
you can't,
exactly.
if you look at the darkness and there is no light, then you are not the true light at that point. What you're looking at,
Yeah,
I think,
Shoshana,
at least.
we're talking about witchcraft and magic and the occult and all these things. So people want to know your opinion. Let us know what you think about this subject. Very briefly, I also want to mention this, that I was in Kailash, the most mystical place on earth, at least that human beings know of. That's a source of mysteries. That's an occult superpower. And when I went there, my God, it changed my whole energy. It was like pulsating for months. And I hope to go there again, 2026. So all of you are welcome. We're planning to go in July.
Was that
Yes.
the video of you on that super windy mountain peak?
That was in South India. That was not Kailash, but it's also known as Kailash of the South. Ironically, Shiva also stayed there.
Yeah. That was an epic video.
Yes, thank you very much.
It's a lake, an alien lake, bro. Alien.
I have water from that lake, by the way. It's on sale, shivakailash.com. Miriam said that it's fake water. I don't know what fake water is, but it's real water. You can drink it, you can wash your hands with it. And it comes from the most mysterious place, arguably, on Earth, from Kailash and Manasarovar. So it's alien water.
Are you collecting it?
No, I mean, this one is for sale on my website, but I collected it, yes. I collected it and I took it to Canada with me, and I have some here.
Oh, no kidding. You have a stash?
Did you just fly back with it, or did you ship it to yourself?
No, I flew back. I'll show
just didn't check that box on the customs report.
Wait, Shiva, so how much are you selling it for?
This is 175 USD. That includes shipping. Shipping to anywhere else. Anywhere you want in the world.
Chug,
well,
chug.
You can just buy a plane ticket to China and trek the Himalayas and go and get the water yourself. It'll take you maybe 5-10 days.
Gulp it down, bro. Gulp it. Come on. It's good water.
Nah. Yeah, so it's a good addition to your puja space.
Do you think it will give you more power if you drink it?
Oh, no, don't drink it. It'll give you way more power if you just leave it next to you, like in your room. That exudes power.
It will give you even more power if you don't give your power away to it.
Like an idol.
Yeah, this is something I don't understand. How can you give your power away to something?
if you say this thing is giving me this thing, this you're giving the power of your feeling.
Yeah.
You're feeling yourself, but you're giving the
You
credit to an external thing.
you put a piece of yourself into the thing. You know Harry Potter, right? You know how Voldemort has all the Horcruxes, like the pieces of his soul, and Harry and Hermione and Ron have to find them and destroy them. And when they destroy them all, then Voldemort becomes immortal because they destroyed like all the pieces of his soul that make him immortal, that make him complete. Like it's the same thing. You put like too much faith in like an object, it removes part of the power that you have in yourself. If that object becomes in any way, shape, or form damaged or loses its value or power, or imagine like something falls over in your house, that thing gets destroyed, and you're like, oh no, now whatever I have will get reduced because power of mine was in that.
No.
But it's
Look,
not true.
I'm living
Power
in a
has
house.
never come from the water.
I'm living in a house. I go to my kitchen. I have so many tools there, knife, cutleries, and it's like fantastic. The more the better. I can use very precise. Also, if you go to my garage, there's all sorts of tools for fixing things in the house. There's all sorts of various tools. I have clothing,
Careful
tools for
with hammers.
protecting myself from the elements, but only in the spiritual field. Oh, you should never have any tools. You should only keep the power inside of yourself. No, my friends. This is also very valuable, very potent. There are lots of places in the world, lots of spiritual tools. And I'll show you one of the biggest spiritual tools that I have. This is a rock, okay? It cost me quite a bit of money, and I took it all the way from... I haven't showed this on video. I took this all the way from Nepal, but I'm going to show it to you here, okay? Watch this.
I like rocks.
I was only pointing out a very subtle thing that can be a trap for people.
See this?
Yeah, I
Like,
would point it out, bro. Don't worry.
The
this is
link.
not...
Isn't
This
the
is
link?
not a...
Oh wow!
This is not a dinosaur's egg. It's a stone. If you could see something, it's not just a stone. It's a fossil.
Stone from space. It's an alien stone.
There's a fossil inside of this. It's called a saligram, and it sits. It's nice and oily, but it creates very, very nice juicy
amazing.
energy.
Juicy energy. So what
Yeah,
is
I
it
can-
for
I can
exactly?
kinda
Because
see it,
I know what my hammer is for. I know what the axe is for. I know what the saw is for. I know what the spoon is for. Because it's all physical. We know the purpose. But what is the water for? What is the stone for? We
That's
know. What's
It's a
the purpose
curiosity
of this
generator.
tool?
That's a
No,
very
it's
good
all
question.
Curiosity generator.
Yes.
If it's a valid tool, then it's gotta have a purpose that we know. Like, right?
100%.
Otherwise, it's more like an
It's
idol.
only,
I would say.
it's only a problem if you feel that
So
you
you see,
need
the
it
problem is that
in order
if I tell
to
you what the
reach a
purpose
certain
is,
state, you can
you'll
reach
have to
certain
believe
way.
me or you don't believe me. That's the only problem. If you believe me, good. If you don't believe me, same thing, same problem.
Oh, we
You
can
have
test it,
to
though.
gain the
can test it.
sensitivity to perceive what these
Once you
things
make-
are doing to you.
Once you make a claim, we can test it. If you claim the hammer is gonna nail the thing into the wall, then we can take the hammer and try it. If it doesn't work, it's a bad hammer or it's not a hammer at all. That we probably
just
knew
like
from
it.
before because you can see. But with your idea, if you claim something now that it does, we can test it. If you claim it makes you more potent in bed, if everyone here buys it or you gift it, and we all test this. And if it works, then we can say, wow, Shiva, you really found something crazy here, and everyone can buy this. It's a great tool, great spiritual tool, great unseen energy work. But if it doesn't work, then we're like, so what does it do if it doesn't do that? And then if you're like, but it does that, and we test and it doesn't do that, then it's like, you just sold somebody a part of their own power and put it in something, and that's like a...
That's called
I think that's a-
consecration.
Yeah, if that
Taking your
thing gets
power,
destroyed,
putting it
like I said, you also lose a bit of faith in maybe what you can accomplish. You know, because you put power in that, and if it gets destroyed, your power gets destroyed because your power is gone with that in your own imagination, which creates the reality. And if you imagine that the power was in that, then if it's gone after that, you will imagine that your power is gone, and that by that principle, it will seem like your
overthinking
power
this.
is gone, and you will. No, I'm not overthinking it. I'm just explaining to you how
Well,
this works.
You know what the biggest
I know
one
how
of the
this
biggest
works.
tools and technologies gets abused and are used for self sabotage in that way is language. We create prisons of language and prisons of perception with language.
So what does it do? What does the egg do, and what does the water do? Let's get to the core of this. Let's not get lost in ideas and arguments. What does it do? What's the purpose? I want to know, bro. If maybe
Yeah.
I buy one, if it's cool. If it does something useful for me, I will buy one. I promise.
Well, you can't
Please
buy
tell.
one. I only have one, and it's mine. I wouldn't sell it for even
We
for
can't have
$1,000.
So it's like the Merkaba from the Muslims. There's only one on planet Earth, and I can not get it anywhere. Like not even a
I have
replica
something
or
special, and you
get it
can't have
made.
it.
That's so unlucky,
You're
bro. What
missing
about the
out.
water? I can surely go to Kailash and get the water, right? So what does the water do, bro? What does it do? I want to
What
know.
is the?
Just foolproof
It
answer from
exudes
me.
energy. It exudes energy. That's the basic
The
thing
point
that it
is,
does.
it's special, and you can't have it, and you don't have it.
Everything exudes energy,
That's
isn't
correct.
it?
You
Everything
can go to
is
any,
energy. At its
go to
core,
any
everything
food
is
store.
energy, right? So why
Go
do I
to
need the
any
water
food
to
store.
exude?
You don't need
get a
water.
bag.
You don't
That's
need
like
this water. It's okay. If you want to go to Kailash
You
and like
already-
Manasarovar and acquire this water, you can. It'll cost you a few $1,000s and a few days of your life, but you can do it.
Get some,
Or you can buy it from
get
me.
some,
It's a
get
nice
some
souvenir.
alien infection. Drink some water, get some alien parasite in my body, bro. Some mini alien
Wait,
spaceships that were crafted in the alien laboratory. Nah,
So
bro.
this is
Like-
basically the point of this entire video is that there are spiritually potent and powerful tools, and you would be a fool not to make use of them. It's just like, you know, you wouldn't drive from Toronto to Vancouver. I mean, you wouldn't walk there, you would drive there because we have these tools available. Why would you walk there? Unless you're some psycho, okay, do it. But I'm driving there, or better yet, I'm taking the plane. Similarly, in the spiritual path, you think you're gonna go do these things without spiritual tools? I highly doubt it. I mean, you can. Anyways, it's getting a little bit convoluted.
Yeah, but
You
the
guys
question
familiar
is,
with the
the
jar?
question is, does believing in a tool remove the person's ability even a little
is
bit
not about
to
believing.
do what they were originally meant
So-
and able to do?
If somebody were to ask me why I have these spiritual tools, it's to create a nice energetic space in my room. It's to consecrate my room, to have my room be like a temple. That's why I have all these things. So that's why you should buy these things from me, because you want to live in a consecrated space. If you don't know what living in a consecrated space is, you've never been to India, never been to an Indian temple, I feel highly sorry for you. The best thing you could do is to go to a Christian church, a proper Christian church, where they have done energetic things. And you can feel the energy. Oh, this is a holy place. Just like that. You want to make your room a holy place. If you're
smoke
not
so
living in a
much.
holy place, that sucks very badly for you.
My room is always consecrated. I smoke so much. I have like, you know, like Räucherstäbchen. I don't know.
What if you could consecrate yourself?
Yeah,
I do.
that's a
Also
fundamental thing you
consecrate.
should consecrate.
Yeah.
To go to the spiritual path, right? So that you become the holy faith.
Yes. Anyways, this video is over, my friends and
Me
ladies
too,
and
can
gentlemen.
be helpful.
Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Take care. Bye.